Yep.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Spin Rack. I'm here with my boys Petey and Cal. Say what's up, gents.
What's going on?
What's going on? We're ready to rock.
Hey man, sad news, Superman and Lois to end this season, fourth season with CW. Not sure why this is going on, so we're going to our man himself, Calvin Ellis. Tell us what's going on, baby.
Well, all good things must come to an end. And so, for reasons, most reasons have nothing to do with the quality of the show or even the ratings. This will be the last season of Superman and Lois. Why do you ask? Because the CW is doing a major overhaul. If you look at the shows that they had on for the last couple of years, four of those shows are left. Everything else has been removed, and Superman and Lois is one of those four shows. They, I don't want to say, I hate using that particular term, but they are restructuring. We'll probably see superhero shows again in the future, but you have Superman coming out with a new movie for 2025. This show, at the end of this show, pretty much has run its course. And I'm pleased to see that it's going to be wrapped up after four seasons because that means the quality will probably still be there as opposed to, oh, we're going to go Hollywood a la Smallville. We got a top rated show. We got to keep this going because we need something to draw in the other, to draw in the people and try to connect it to the other shows because we need this money. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
Interesting. So, do you think that the show, the story arc that's ending on now is pretty good?
You're asking me or Sam?
You
I'm sorry. Say again.
said this story arc that they're ending on right now. Do you think it's pretty good? Are they doing a good job?
Well, it ended on a cliffhanger. It ended on a cliffhanger for last season where he was fighting this doomsday like Zorro, and that was really good. That's probably the best fight against Doom. That's probably the best fight that he's had against Doomsday, with the exception of the second animated Death of Superman uh, movie. So they got the Superman stuff right. The stuff with the kids being whiny and angsty and Lois just being intrusive, that type of stuff. I think they made a mess of that. But the Superman stuff is really really good. And for the first time in a long time, they actually let him be super. The end of the second season, I was cracking up because he's fighting against this. They had this not Metallo. I'm sorry, parasite type character. And she drains him of all of his power, so he doesn't have any power. And then John Henry Irons, and his daughter, both of them like steel. They go and try to fight. They get, they can't do anything. Then he got his brother who's also Kryptonian, tries to fight, can't do anything. I think the military tries to do some stuff, they can't do anything. And then Superman's there. He's like, Clark Kent guys. He's like, you know what? The only person who can beat her is me. And I started laughing out loud. I was just like, what are you gonna do? She already handed you your backside before, and you're totally powerless. So I was like, but that was me because I've seen this character marginalized and put in situations to underperform so many times. I was just like, okay, what the heck is he gonna do? So they drop him in the sun, and he powers up. And when he powers up, it's like, I was just like, wait a second, they're gonna let him actually save the day and take care of everything, and he does. He saves Steel, and his daughter. Okay, he beats the parasite. He saves all of the people, and then even more, at that point, both planets, the Bizarro planet and the real world, had merged together. He separates them with a punch, sends the Bizarro planet back to its own dimension, and I was just like, wow, I haven't seen Superman do something like that in years. I was jumping up, applauding. They got the Superman stuff right. Okay, they understand who this guy is supposed to be. They got him larger than life. They understand what the power is used for. And it was so much fun to see it. It was so straight Silver Age stuff, but taken seriously. And then with season three, same thing. He's fighting Doomsday, and it's good. It's really good. I was able to keep myself tuned in because I knew if I was patient, I would get moments like that or long sequences like that. I mean, so that's been really good. And I'm not sorry to see it go, even with those, because they did it right. And I'm hoping that people will be able to say, look, this is how you do it right. And they did it on TV. Okay. We got to step it up for film at the end of the day. We can, we don't have to do this guy from Kansas nonsense. That's not who he is. This is a guy who chooses to live like a man, not a guy who's, well, I'm just a regular. No, no, no. That's Spider Man. This guy's different. And when they get to the Superman aspects, they understand why, because he's responsible for the entire planet. Okay, and as long as they show that that's where he is, okay, that he's got the moral correctness, and that he's got the power of life on his side. There's nothing he can't do, and we want to see him succeed. So they nailed that. I was really happy to see that on the series. So I'm looking forward to see what they do with the fourth season. Hopefully they got the. Hopefully they gave them the budget to do it well.
Well, it's a 10 episodes arc, so I mean that looks good. You can really focus on it. And hey, let's not get forget to give the props to props. This is Berlanti, who's done a masterful job of shepherding many of the CW DC properties, and also Jeff Johns himself. Let's not forget that.
Oh
He's an executive
God.
producer to the show.
Good
Big up,
Lord.
you know.
What about what's going on with Lex Luthor? Have they hinted anything from the season before? They saying he's going to face off against their biggest threat in history. Lex
Well,
Luthor.
I don't know if it's.
They hinted any of that?
I don't think Lex Luthor. They said that for the last season.
They say
Yeah,
here. They said we're thrilled about we have in store for the final season. We can't for everyone to watch as Superman, Lois, and all of our heroes face off against their biggest threat in the show's history, Lex Luthor.
Well, I don't know about that because Lex Luthor is the one who sent the Bizarro Doomsday, creation after him. But that's resulted in the best Superman fight against Doomsday, So we'll see what else they do with them. I really thought they were going to lean into like Dark Side or something of that nature once I saw Intergang being referenced in the show. But we'll see what they're going to do and what Lex Luthor plans to do within the 10 episodes that they have. But since it's 10 episodes, it's going to be pretty lean. There won't be any fat. They won't have enough. And then they got rid of a whole bunch of characters. So we're not gonna have the time for the teen angst because the girl doesn't love me. We're not gonna have for the time. Oh, Dad, you're coming over here ruining my job. You've got 10 episodes to knock this out of the park, and it's Superman's show. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do.
Okay, well, hey, well, that's a good assessment. I mean, definitely want to catch the final season. Sad to see it go. I think one thing that I remember was happening. They were shopping. Warner Brothers was shopping CW, and they were canceling. They were getting rid of a lot of their shows on the CW. So I wonder if this is part of the plan. So that the new owners won't be saddled with these shows here, which tend to be more expensive, or they may decide they want to do they want to reinvigorate or put it on the Max channel that they have. So there's a lot of possibilities of what could go on, because a lot of people tend to like this. I mean, Lois grew on us, so it wasn't the show
She
definitely
did.
has, huh?
Lois grew on us. She did.
Yeah, she did.
Gotta watch out for people to say something tough on Lois in this series.
Yeah, but
And she didn't grow on me.
She grew on me. Okay, so hey, if you watch it, support the show. Spin
She's
around.
intrusive, mean, and unsupportive. Even when they gave her an affliction like cancer, she was still not a personable character. They never got Lois Lane.
I think she's doing a decent job. Okay, if you like what you
It's
see,
not the actress. It's not the actress. It's not the actress. It's the material that they're giving this woman. At the end of the day, I could not imagine anyone being married to this woman and being happy the way that she's portrayed. Just couldn't at the end of the day. I mean, she has cancer, and he's like, "Look, you got to get to the hospital." She blew off her hospital appointment to go after a story, and I guess they must have thought that was a good thing. And at no point, like Clark is like this real, like, "Oh, I'm gonna try to be understanding and such." And I'm like, you have to be like, "What are you doing? People love and care about you, and you're not going to your appointments. What, like, no, there's no argument. There's no, I got to do this, and I feel like this. What about us? We're all here fighting for you, and you're gonna treat us like that, like we're trash." There was never anything of that where, like, no, you have to think about not just yourself, but you have to think about us as well. Okay, that's part of what the character has supposed to have, some accountability when you do nonsense like that at the end of the day. And they specifically gave her, okay, cancer because they wanted to try to develop her character, and it never went anywhere. She still did all the same stuff. She did whatever she wanted to do. I mean, they had another woman who had cancer. I mean, she did a really good job with it. She lost her hair. I guess they might have put makeup on her to make her look more withdrawn. They didn't do that with Lois because they didn't want Lois to look weak. They didn't want Lois to look dependent. They still wanted her to be strong. Nobody's really strong when you get cancer. That's the idea. It's supposed to make you more vulnerable. It's supposed to show your strength as a person, not how much of a jackass you can be in spite of it. So they never got her character right for me. Never. I don't know if they got it right for you, no problem. But for me, they spent too much time trying to show how super. They spent too much time trying to show how bulletproof she is, and she just came across as very coarse, very terse, very unloving in certain situations. Just bad altogether.
Wow.
But Superman was great.
So hey, thank you guys for listening. If you like what you hear, give us a thumb up, comment, subscribe. Spin a rack. Out.
Out.